Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today with project number two from February 2023, Bargain Bead Box Violet Glade. Yeah, it's February. So we are going to be working on project two. Here's a little glimpse at the, I know it's probably backwards for you guys, but this is what the design looks like. We are going to be using the fluorite and the crystals, these guys here. So I'm super excited about these. There's going to be like long dangly earrings, which is kind of my jam. So I'm excited about it. So let's jump down to the mat, get this party started. Alrighty guys, here we are on the mat. This is the design that I have made for this project. If you missed the plan video, I can link it somewhere in this video where we made an unboxing and then we made these plans for all these little designs that are now coming to life, which is super fun. So these guys here are going to be using the little dragonflies. You can see in there, the little dragonfly. And I have a plan for this. Now it looks like when I made this plan, I said you could do this on beading wire or wildfire. So I think I'm going to do mine on beading wire. Yeah, I'm going to do mine on beading wire. Do I want to do it on beading wire? Here's my thing. So if I do it on beading wire, what I'm going to do at the end is I'm just going to go ahead and crimp and then do a crimp cover and such. But since these are long, there's a possibility that these are going to be touching you. So now I'm thinking maybe we want to use the wildfire instead, just so we don't have anything pokey hanging at the bottom here. So maybe that's a good plan. So I'm going to go with the wildfire. Let me see what I have on hand here. I've got pink. Alright guys, so we are going to get started here. I took apart my fluorite strand and I just kind of counted to see about how many beads I could get, because on my plan it says about 14 beads. It actually ends up being about 16 beads. And right now I'm just threading up my wildfire here. So, easy peasy. We're going to do these one strand at a time, which can be a little time consuming. Okay, this stuff is really strong. Evidenced by this. We're going to do these one at a time, and so basically what I'm going to do is I have split the fluorite strand into 4 little sections of 16 because I'm going to do 2 fluorite strands per earring. So I'm just going to put these in a cup. We don't need those right now, and I'm going to put these in a cup because we don't need those right now, and we're going to focus on these 2. So these 2 are going to hang on the outside of the dragonfly, and then there's going to be 2 additional strands of crystal here. So I think it's 2, 4, yeah. So about 4 strands of crystal for each butterfly, or sorry, dragonfly. So I haven't split those yet because I want to see how long these guys are going to be. But in essence, it's going to be pretty easy. So I'm going to take my dragonfly and I'm going to go on the very outside. I think we picked, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be cut a little close. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're only doing 3, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to pick the very outside bottom wing hole right here. You can see that. The very bottom wing, the last very small. I can barely get my needle through there. Not that I need to. I don't know why I'm doing this. There we go. I'm going to bring this down to the end. And all I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm just going to tie a really simple knot here. I'm just going to go one and go through there twice. Pull. And then I'm going to go again. 1, 2, and pull. And there we go. So that is going to be the start of my beading. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on, I could cut this off so it's not in our way. Note to self, Randy needs to get another thread zapper. There we go. So we got that tied on there good. Looks good. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to string on these little crystals here, or these little fluorite. And just these ones here onto my needle. They have very small holes, which are kind of hard to see. So bear with me on that. As I get these all going. So once I get these all on here, I am going to bust into the crystal strand for the bottom one, just because I think it'll bring the whole design a little more cohesiveness if I put a crystal on the bottom. I mean, honestly, I could have used some of those little long drops. Those would have made for a good, like, dangly bit on the bottom, but I use those in another project. Alright. So now I am going to bust into this strand here and get some crystals off. And I just need one. So I string all 16 of the fluorite, then I put the one crystal, just like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through the crystal, but I'm going to start going back up with my needle through the fluorite. And I hope that you guys will be able to see this as I go back up here. So this will be a little bit kind of like tangly pants because I got a long tail and all these other things going on. So let me shorten that tail up so it's not in the way. Okay, so I'm halfway through the strand and then I have to go through the rest of the strand here, doubling back on myself. Okay, until I'm all the way at the top. I hope you can see I'm all the way at the top there. So I'm going to bring this through. Okay, and now right here you can see there's a little bit of space. So what I need to do is I need to grab a hold of this bottom crystal and push these up. And once I got them pushed up there, I can kind of tighten up that crystal on the bottom. Now I want it to be tight, but I want to be too tight because then it's not going to move the way you want it to. So, you know, the exact perfect degrees. Yeah, that's what you need. So there we go. So now I'm just going to go through, ow, poked myself. I'm going to bring this through the dragonfly wing and kind of get this So it's hanging to the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is at the top here, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch knot. I'm going to go around the string through the loop to create a 1/2 inch knot here. And there we go. So you could do another if you'd like. So you're just going to go bring your needle around this part of the beading and go through the loop, and then just make sure that knot is hitting at the top of the dragonfly right above the beads, and it'll kind of pull itself into place. And there we go. One is done. Now if all this on the top here bothers you, you could always at the end go in with a bead cover, which is what I might do. We'll see how that goes. And I'm just going to cut that. I'm not going to worry about tails or anything right now. I'm going to use this same string. Is that enough? It should be enough. Should be enough. We'll see. I'm going to go over here to the direct other side of the dragonfly, and I'm going to tie on this side. The same way that we did the first one, just doing, oops, I should have done a double there. I'll do a double here. Boom. Boom. Alright. Did I mention we have people in the house doing work? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about all that work being done. Alright, you keepers. That was a little bit rough. Okay, now I did the same thing on this side with these beads here. One, two. Ooh, they got little tiny holes. Can't see that one. 3. 4. 5. 6. They're small. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 14. I feel like I always have this problem when we 15, 16, whenever we get these little tiny ones. All right, we're in it. We're in it. Crystal for the bottom. Alrighty, and now we do not go through the crystal. We leave the crystal out of there, and we go through all the rest of the beads for a second time. In essence, we're just creating like a fringe. The only thing about this is you want to make sure you go through all the beads. I mean, you don't, like when you're going up, you don't want to skip any. You want to make sure you're going through all of them a second time, because otherwise your thread's going to show. Okay, so I'm up to the top. Same deal here. We're going to get her into place, and we're going to pull on this crystal to get our slack out, and pull that slack out to the best of our ability. And then we're going to go through the same loop, hole in the dragonfly that we started in. Come through there. And then you kind of want to make sure that your thread is hanging downward. It's not off to the side, but hanging down, working with gravity. And then we're going to bring this around this guy here. And then we're going to create a loop and go through that to create our first half-inch knot. We're just going to make sure he falls into place. Might need a smidge more. Here we go. So go around, create a loop, go through again, and make sure he is going where we need him to go. And that guy is tied off. So I'm just kind of like giving it the 1-2, you know, like get with it, make friends, hang right, all that business. Cut this. I don't even know why I'm trying with the scissor. That's like the scissor. It's like that meme where it's like, I cut wrapping paper with my mom's fabric scissor and now the cops are here. That's this scissor. It's so bad. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're not going to worry about tails or anything. So this is going quite well. I'm liking where it's going. We are going to put 2 more strands of crystals into this dragonfly. So let's see, 2 strands per earring. For fluorite. It says about 4 strands of crystals, but it does not say, I'm reading off my notes, it does not say how many we thought it was going to take. So, I guess we're guesstimating. Here we go. Whoa! Get a little more of this thread. You know, I gotta say, this thread, get that cut there. This thread from Beading, I like it. I use it for a lot of things. I didn't think, like, when I very first was, like, finding out about these bonded threads and stuff, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, you know? But I really do use them for a lot of stuff because I feel like they're a little more trustworthy because of the way they're made. So that's just my personal opinion. You do with that what you will. Okay, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to squish this flat. I don't know if you guys can see how flat I'm squishing it. It's very flat. Give it the old 1-2. Maybe 4 or 5. Whatever you gotta do. Flat. And then should be able to thread up nicely. Of course, I say that and it doesn't happen. It usually works out pretty good. Pretty good out of 10. Alright. Now, we're going to start tying off next piece. I gotta check the time. That's not the time. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:02. I was just checking the time because it's Wednesday and I told you guys I was going to be live today, so I gotta make sure I'm on time. Alright, so now, decisions. I think we'll go here. I don't know if putting crystals in this is going to be a good idea. So I'm going to go the one right next to the fluorite, the one we were just working on. That's where I'm going to go. If I can get this little guy in there. Come on, you. There we go. And I'm going to tie him off. So now if you were using a beading thread, or I'm sorry, a beading wire, you might use horseshoes, or you might get in there with some jump rings. You might do all kinds of things. One, you might just crimp onto it. Two, you know, whatever. But at the same time, then you're going to run that risk of having Sharpie bits on the end, which is not something that I wanted to do. So this is a lot more time consuming in my personal opinion, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. I really do. So I'm going to show you how to do this one with the crystals. We'll figure out the number that we need, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw it into fast forward or get the other ones made up so that we can move on. So here are my little crystals. I love these little crystals. I think I told you guys we sold these on Thunderhorse Descendant a couple of weeks ago, or it was a while ago, I guess. So I do really like them. They're so small. Here we go. Let's start with 16. I mean, obviously, let's start with 20. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, they're gonna be great. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that one's broken. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's see what that gives us for length. Okay, we're not quite there. Now, there is an option too. You could do a taper if you felt the need. But, let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's try 8 more. Ah. 28. This is the one I'm going to wrap to go up. So I'm going to say 28's okay for me. So I'm going to bring this one down because I'm not going to go through that one again. And then I'm going to go through these guys here for the second time. Making sure that I'm going through each bead as I'm going upward. And it's about as far as I can go right now. So. Okay, this one, its top here is being problematic. There's always one to be a problem. Okay. Got it in there. Perfect. So now, same thing, we're going to grab a hold of the little crystal on the bottom. We're going to pull this all tight. We're going to get our slack out here. Okay, looking pretty good. So I'm going to go through the dragonfly again. And same thing for the tying off. I'm going to get this guy out of the way. I'm going to come around this bead strand, create a loop, and go through there to create a 1/2 inch knot. And make sure it's hitting where I want it to. I'm going to go again. Okay. Go through there. Make sure I don't get him tied into something he's not supposed to be. Get up there, you. Alright. And we're in. Come in here, give us a snip. Give it a snip, give it a snip. Make friends, make friends. Okay. So, there we go. Looking pretty good, I feel. It might be a little bit long, probably could have went with 27, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not. And I feel like once these start to make friends and move all around, they're going to relax a little bit, so I'm not worried about that either. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create one more. I'm going to put it right here in this last little guy. If he doesn't fit there, I'm going to put him here. I'm pretty sure he's going to fit in one of these two. And then I'm going to create the others for the other side. And we will be ready to move on. Alright guys, here we are at the end of this. So a couple of things. We're going to finish these up. I just wanted to show you. So I got my fluorite on here. I got my 3 strands of my crystals. So I didn't have enough crystals to do 4 strands like I originally wanted to. So I changed up that portion a little bit with the plan. So what we're going to use here to finish these are, we're going to use these stainless steel earring wires. These are my new favorite thing. I love them. I've been using them on everything and they're amazing. So we do have some of these in the shop if you need some. We're going to restock also because I just picked some up at the store. And then I am going to add a couple of beads here. Now as you know, that's not something I normally do. These are the magma beads, the magma electroplated hematite beads. And this is really easy. So if you ever want to use these, here's a cool thing you can do. You're just going to unhook these. And I'm going to take and bend this straight. So these are stainless steel, so I'm not worried about having any problems with that. I'm going to take a bead, put that on there. And then I'm going to take my dragonfly and then put that on there, whichever way you want to be the front. And then I'm going to put another bead on. So you can add more beads if you want to, however you want to go about it. Completely up to you, but I like this. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take this and we're going to bend it 90 degrees the way it originally was. And you can put it right back on. So there you go. You could also do a leather backing with this or a fringe backing. Anything would be really cute. So I'm just going to do the other one real quick. And to answer any question, yes, I do wear these. They're not hard to get into your ears, these wires. They're not hard to get on. And they're not really hard to get off. And if you should have a problem getting them off, what you can do is you can just pull, not so you hurt yourself, but like you can, when this is in your ear, so this is the front, this part goes in your ear, so you have it on your ear, it'll sit like this up against your earlobe, and when you're taking it off, if you can't figure out which way the hook goes, you can just give it a little pull and it'll pop out, and then you can just put it back in. Because they're stainless steel, it's not going to hurt it, it's going to regain its shape, it's not a problem. So, love that for me. And there you go. So there we are. Guess I didn't need these two. So that's what my dragonfly fringe earrings are looking like. I love them. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, don't forget to give this video a like, make a comment, subscribe to the channel, do all, you know, the YouTube-y things. I think these are quite cute. I'll get you some photos so you can see how they look. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!